The Green Bay fans turn out by the thousands to watch their heroes take on the team that's picked atop the Western Conference in 1958, the Chicago Bears. On the third play of the game, the Bears' Ed Brown passes. Packer defenseman Bobby Dillon intercepts, and away he goes to score for Green Bay. Green Bay leads the mighty Bears 7-0. The Bears just can't get going, and they punt on fourth down. The ball goes to John Symank, but he can't hold it, and Don Healy recovers for Chicago on the Green Bay 32. Chicago sets out to make the most of the opportunity. J.C. Caroline scampers into the Packer secondary and gets all the way to the Green Bay 13. From the one, Willie Gallimore slams across for the touchdown, and Chicago ties it up at 7-7. George Blanda kicks off for the Bears. Ball sails down to Don McElhenney on the goal line, and Don dashes upfield on a beautiful run back that has the Green Bay fans howling for joy. He finally stopped on his own 45. Howie Ferguson, Green Bay's flashy fullback, fights his way through the Bears to pick up a first down on the Chicago 21. The Bears brace, but Paul Hornung hammers home a 23-yard field goal, and Green Bay gets back the lead at 10-7 to close out the first quarter. Packers have the lead, but the Bears have Willie Gallimore. They turn Willie loose on the 35, and he leads the defense of Murray Chase to the 11-yard line. On his third straight carry, Gallimore gets some daylight, and he's gone. It's another Bear touchdown, and now Chicago takes the lead 14-10. Packers with the ball as Bart Starr goes back, but the Bear defense is right with him. The ball is loose until Jack Hoffman nails it down for the Bears on the Green Bay 11. It just doesn't pay to let the Bears get this close. Ed Brown shoulders across, and the Chicago lead mounts to 21-10 over Green Bay. Packers try Pirelli at quarterback. He hits Bill Houghton for a first down on the 23. With less than a minute left in the half, Paul Hornung kicks his second field goal, and the Bears are far from safe with a 21-13 edge at halftime. The third period is scoreless until the final minutes. Then the Bears' Ed Brown pinpoints Willie Gallimore. Willie waltzes away from the pursuing Packers on a scintillating 79-yard touchdown strike that puts Chicago further out in front at 28-13. Final period, and the Bears are dealing out more grief to Green Bay. Ed Brown goes overhead as he tosses to Chicago's great end, Harlan Hill, and Hill dodges to the Packer 15. From 13 yards out, it's Brown to Hill again, and bad news for the Packers. Harlan has it for the touchdown. The 34-13 Bear lead looks mighty big. But the Packers try to whittle that lead down. Bart Starr hits Max McGee, who then takes off on a beautiful 49-yard pass-run combination that puts Green Bay deep in the lair of the Bears. Starr keeps the football flying, and as fast as he sends them up, Max McGee pulls them down. Now the Packers are on the 2. Paul Hornung cracks across to make it a little closer, but the Chicago Bears are off and running in their quest for a conference crown as they take the measure of Green Bay 34-20. Those frisky Colts from Baltimore, unbeaten in 2 starts, ride into Milwaukee's County Stadium to meet the Green Bay Packers. With a loss and a tie under their belts, the Packers would now like to rack up a win. Packers are out to perform an upset for the fans. Bart Starr's pass is deflected into Don McElhenney's hands, and Don is on his way. Out racing the Baltimore secondary, Don scampers for a score on a 55-yard maneuver. Green Bay takes an early 7-0 lead. The Packers seem undaunted by the Colts' previous high-scoring performances. Number 85, Max McGee, is on the receiving end of Bart Starr's aerial as Green Bay begins another drive. Fullback Howie Ferguson bucks through and packs the pigskin for 23 yards as the Packers set up shop on the Baltimore 17. Starr steps back and hits Max McGee for 12 yards, and it's goal to go Green Bay. Bart Starr sneaks into touchdown land as the Packers load the score on the Colts. It's now 14-0. Green Bay continues the assault against the Colts in the second period. Steve Meilinger, number 80, receives from Starr for a 17-yard gain. Starr shines once again with a heave to Meilinger, who takes the ball into the Colt pastures. Starr flings a swing pass to Paul Hornung. Ball ends up on the 11-yard line. The Packers settle for 3 this time. Hornung splits the upright from 19 yards out, and the score now reads 17-0 in favor of underdog Green Bay. Undaunted by the Packer point parade, the Colts go to work. L.G. Dupre squirms for 9 yards to the Green Bay 37. Dupre likes the turf, so the Colts try him again. L.G. gets 15 this time, and the Colts are on the Green Bay 11. Quarterback Johnny Unitas connects with the dangerous Moore, and Lenny just misses going in for the score. Johnny Unitas breaks the ice as he sneaks in, and it's a touchdown for the Colts. Baltimore has 7, but the Packers have 17 at halftime, and Green Bay fans are cheering for an upset. In the third period, the Colts come galloping back. Unitas hits Ray Burry for 18 yards. Unitas wheels and fakes a pitch, then hits Mutchler with a bullet over the middle. Jim breaks through 2 defenders and gallops goalward with Bobby Dillon in hot pursuit. Dillon's diving tackle is not in time, and the frisky Colts are kicking up their heels. Now it's Green Bay 17, Baltimore 14. Bart Starr passes for the Packers in the fourth period, but Dan Shinnick of the Colts is the wrong man in the right spot. Shinnick returns to the Green Bay 38 with his key interception. Johnny Unitas routes back to look for a receiver. He can't find one, so Johnny legs it to salvage a 13-yard pickup on the play. Unitas backpedals again. Johnny finds Ray Burry for a first down on the 15-yard line. With 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game, Steve Myra boots a three-pointer from the 14. It's all tied up at 17-17. Packers aren't about to settle for another tie. They go for the win. Starr to Billy Houghton at 17 yards. Starr passes again, but Andy Nelson, number 80, swipes the ball for the Colts and begins a brilliant 52-yard zigzag gallop that winds up in the end zone to give the Colts a rousing 24-17 comeback victory over the Green Bay Packers. Baltimore's third straight win keeps the Colts on top of the Western Conference East. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers renew an ancient rivalry at Green Bay. The Packers' hopes ride on the return to form of Babe Pirelli, while the Eagles feature the arm of Norm Van Brocklin. When a Packer first-period drive fails to materialize, Paul Hornung puts his foot to a 30-yard field goal. The Packers draw first blood, 3-0. In the second quarter, Green Bay moves to its 47 via a Pirelli to Bill Houghton connection. Babe warms up the wing and lets fly a long one. Max McGee out-scrambles the defenders to haul it in. It's a 34-yard touchdown play for the Packers. They hold a 10-0 edge. With the ball on their 30, the Eagles claw their way back into the game. Billy Barnes fights off one tackler after another. His determination pays off as he streaks for pay dirt, and the Eagles cut the margin to 10-7 in the second quarter. The Packers unleash a yard-eating fullback named Howie Ferguson. He rumbles through the secondary for a 14-yard pickup. Howie didn't attend college, but he sure learned how to pack the pigskin. He rides her to the Eagles' 2-yard line. From here, the Packer pounder dumps another egg in the Eagles' nest. Green Bay vaults to a 17-7 lead. Norm Van Brocklin sends the bird soaring back into the thick of things. Norm spears Tommy McDonald for a first down on the Packer 8. Van Brocklin fires a pass into the end zone, and McDonald wraps it up to pull the Eagles to within 3 points of the Packers at the half. The count reads Green Bay 17, Philadelphia 14, but this means nothing in the wild and woolly National Football League. In the third period, Pirelli gets the Packers on the move with a pitch to Al Carmichael, who gets to the Eagle 25. Pirelli fades back and throws a touchdown to Carmichael. The Packers increase their lead to 24-14 in the third quarter. Green Bay regains possession, and Pirelli seems to have regained his touch. He fires a 15-yard pass to Gary Knappel on the Philadelphia 15. The Packers continue their touchdown binge. Pirelli hooks up with Knappel again to boost the Packer margin to 31-14. Packers can do no wrong in the third period. Don McElhenney crashes through to the Eagles 25 for a 12-yard gain. Pirelli passes for his third touchdown of the quarter. Max McGee grabs it to give the Packers a 38-14 lead. The Eagles begin to click in the fourth period. Van Brocklin passes to Gene Mitchum for a first down on the Green Bay 13. Van Brocklin pinpoints Billy Wells on the 3-yard line. Bill Wells fights into pay dirt. The Eagles cut the deficit to 38-21. Van Brocklin takes charge later in the quarter. He finds Pete Retzlaff open for a 49-yard gain to the Green Bay 15. Norm flings a pass to Gene Mitchum. He has it. The Eagles now trail 38-28. The Eagles are putting the pressure on the Packers. The Eagles hold the Packers and start another drive. Van Brocklin hoists an aerial to Retzlaff for a 21-yard advance to the Packer 30. This time, the Van Brocklin-Retzlaff combination gives the Philadelphians a first down on the 19. Van Brocklin keeps the Eagles' comeback fight rolling with a 19-yard touchdown pass to Tommy McDonald. The score is 38-35 in favor of the Packers, but time runs out on the Eagles, and Green Bay manages to hold on to pull out a squeaker. The Frosty Field at Milwaukee County Stadium is far from neutral ground for the game between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. The big crowd is rooting for the Packers to take the measure of the West Coast visitors. The Prospectors, with 3 victories on the season, are favored over the Packers. The 49ers hit the touchdown trail early as Y.A. Tittle cranks up and pitches to Billy Wilson. Billy barrels to the 10 to make it goal to go. Tittle turns tail on the line and races back to pass. He whirls and whips one over the goal line to Billy Wilson to put the 49ers in front at 6-0 as the Packers block the conversion attempt. The Packer field goal makes the first quarter score read 6-3. Packers in possession as Dave Pirelli goes for the lead with a pass to the end zone. Billy Houghton has it in the far corner, and the Packers have the lead. Their 9-6 edge is still good at the end of the first quarter. The slow-motion camera catches Yelverton, Abraham Tittle, the Prospectors' great passer, faking and retreating to throw one. Wade makes it a short one to Billy Wilson, and the All-Pro end battles all the way to the Green Bay 15. The 49ers can't make it across, but Gordy Saltaw ties up the game at 9-9 with a 17-yard field goal, and the game is still tied at the half. On the first scrimmage play of the third quarter, the Prospectors send Joe Perry through the Packer line. Perry gets loose for a 21-yard gain. The ball goes to Hugh McElhenney. Hugh hurdles a pile of Packers and drives to the Green Bay 26. On fourth down, Gordy Saltaw gets the call to put the Prospectors in the lead. Saltaw delivers a 26-yard field goal to make it San Francisco 12, Green Bay 9. Packers strike back in a hurry on the footwork of fullback Paul Hornung. First ball brings the Packers close as he breaks into the clear and rockets for 55 yards before the Prospectors can pull him down. Paul makes this an all-Harnung proposition as he steps back and boots a fourth down field goal from the 37 to tie it up again at 12 all. That's the score after 3 periods. The lights go on in the fourth quarter, and the 49ers see an opening in the Packer line. Joe Purry bolts through to the Green Bay 16. Y.A. Tittle goes back and looks for Billy Wilson. Wilson takes his pass on the 10 and trots across. San Francisco moves into the lead again at 19-12. A Packer comeback goes off the track as Pirelli is caught, fumbles, and Bill Hirschman recovers for the Prospectors. Y.A. Tittle tries for his third touchdown toss as he sends a high one into the end zone. It falls to the ground, but the officials rule interference on the play, and it's goal to go from the 1. Hugh McElhenney goes up and over for the score as San Francisco widens its advantage to 26-12 over Green Bay. Freddie Saltaw kicks off. Jim Taylor takes the bouncing ball and starts upfield. He's met by a passel of prospectors, loses the ball, and Saltaw recovers on the Packer 31. The alert 49ers have another chance to score, and they don't miss. Tittle takes his time, then hoists one of his alley-oop tosses to R.C. Owens. Owens outleaps his man for a juggling catch that ices the game. The 49ers win 33-12 to move ahead of the Detroit Lions in the Western Conference standings. Their record is now 4 wins and 5 losses. Next week they'll be at Baltimore to meet the conference leaders.
The temperature stands at 25 degrees at high noon for the traditional Turkey Day tussle between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers in Briggs Stadium. Comparative records mean nothing when these two teams tangle. Their rivalry is one of the hottest in pro football. The Packers try to prove the point on the first play from scrimmage. Paul Hornung takes a pitch out and laterals across the field to Bart Starr, who sends a skyscraper soaring 50 yards upfield. Max McGee is behind his man but can't hold on to the ball, and the Green Bay bid for a quick score fails. Lion fans rejoice as the Packers are forced to punt, with McGee getting a short one away. But joy turns to dismay as Terry Barr fumbles the fair catch, and Jim Salisbury recovers on the Lion 26. Starr looks for McGee again and finds him slanting in from the left end to take the pass and dodge among the Lions on a breathtaking 29-yard touchdown play. Green Bay, looking for its second win of the season, takes a 7-0 lead. Later in the quarter, Starr strives to get the Packers rolling with a daring pass from his own 5. Al Carmichael has it, but the ball seems to be too cold for Al to hold, and hops away like it had a mind of its own. 4 Lions managed to pin it down near the goal line to take over for Detroit. Fullback Ken Webb slices into the end zone, and the Lions tie up the ball game at 7-7. Max McGee is back to punt for the Packers on their next series of downs, but gets the ball in one hop from the center. Max figures there's no time to boot and tries to run it out, but the Detroiters force him out of bounds to take over on the Green Bay 28. The Motor City men parlay the Packer misfortune into 3 points, as Jim Martin's kick is true from the 32, and Detroit leads after 15 minutes by a 10-7 score. Second quarter, and the Packers' problems are just beginning. Bart Starr tries a long pass. He has Max McGee in mind as a receiver, but Dave Witzel changes the script as he intercepts and squirms for 29 yards before the Green Bay men can pile him up. Watch the Packers turn the tables on this play. It's Tobin Rote rolling out and tossing on the run. Hank Grimminger makes the grab for the Packers. With neither team able to hold on to the ball, the half ends with the Lions leading 10-7. Green Bay finds the combination in the third quarter. It's Bart Starr to ex-Lion Don McElhaney, and the combination clicks for 34 yards. Here's that slant pass that scored for the Packers in the first half. Starr hits McGee and Max barrels to the Detroit 1. Don McElhaney digs through the heavy traffic at the center of the line, and Green Bay takes the lead at 14-10. The men of the Motor City go into high gear following the kickoff. Rote rifles right over the middle to Perry Richards, who keeps his feet and scurries to the Detroit 43. Rote's Rockets are finding their mark. Tom Rylick wraps this one up and is tackled just outside the Green Bay 10. The Lions claw to the one, and Rote sidles into the end zone as Detroit moves back into the lead. Score now, Lions 17, Packers 14. In the final period, Max McGee is back to punt for the Packers. Max changes his mind. He tries to run, tries to pass, and winds up losing the ball to the Lions deep in Green Bay territory. Tobin Rote takes over and tosses to Perry Richards as the Lions snarl for a score. Gene Gedman gets himself a touchdown the hard way, head first. And the Detroit Lions ice an icy victory over the Green Bay Packers by a final score of 24-14. The Lions now have 4 victories as they drive to finish the season with a winning percentage.
There's at least one place left in the world where it's warm, and that's the Los Angeles Coliseum, where the Rams boost their home attendance to a smashing 502,000 for 6 games. All they ask from Santa Claus is a victory over the Green Bay Packers so they can close out their season tied for second place in the West. The Packers are a hungry crew, looking for their second win of the campaign. Rookie quarterback Joe Francis sets the pace as he keeps the ball and legs it down the sideline for 20 yards. Francis pitches out to Jim Taylor, and Jim jolts into the Rams secondary on a bruising cruise to the Los Angeles 5. Francis, a product of Oregon State, stampedes into the end zone on the end of a 62-yard drive as Green Bay takes a 7-0 lead. In the second quarter, the Rams trot out a play that has provided thrills aplenty all season. It's Billy Wade to Del Schaffner, with Del dazzling the Packers on a dandy dash that carries 43 yards for a touchdown. Los Angeles ties it up at 7-7. The Wisconsin delegation replies immediately. The Rams rush Joe Francis, but he keeps his head and he gets rid of the ball. This one is headed for pay dirt. Max McGee makes a mighty grab on the goal line for a 50-yard scoring play. Green Bay leads again 14-7. On the first play after the kickoff, the Rams strike back. Billy Wade hurls a pass over the middle to John Arnett. Jaguar John cuts in the afterburner and zooms downfield, leaving the Packers behind as he racks up a 75-yard pass-run thriller that ties it up again to the delight of the 54,000 fans. An interception has the Rams grazing on the Green Bay side of the fence. Billy Wade's pass to John Arnett makes it goal to go on the Packer 9. On 4th and 3, Los Angeles elects to go for the field goal. Paige Cothran gets it for them, and the Rams lead for the first time at 17-14. Los Angeles is out to lengthen that lead before the half ends. Bill Wade fades and fires to Jim Phillips. The talented rookie end from Auburn has it to complete a 28-yard play. The Rams rumble to the 4, then hand to touchdown Tom Wilson, who lives up to his nickname by slanting in for the score. At halftime, Los Angeles is out in front of Green Bay 24-14 after trailing for the first 25 minutes. Joe Francis has the Rams guessing in the third period. They spread out to defend against the pass, but Francis finds room to roam on a 21-yard run down the middle. Packers are stymied, so they call on Paul Hornung. The versatile Packer back gets them 3 points with a perfect placement, and it's 24-17. The Rams drive right back from the kickoff. Here's a key play in the march as John Arnett rides wide, then cuts back for a 16-yard pickup. Paige Cothran gets the call on 4th down. Cothran's kick is through the uprights, and after 3 periods, Los Angeles leads Green Bay by 27-17. Joe Francis has the Green Bay club moving the ball in the 4th quarter. Joe carries to the Ram 38. For a rookie, Francis is cool under fire. Watch him ignore the on-rushing Rams to complete one to Max McGee on the Los Angeles 14. Fourth down, and Green Bay closes the gap a little as Paul Hornung hoists a field goal over the bar to make it Ram 27, Packers 20. That's too close for the Rams, and they bid to widen the margin. John Arnett wheels to the right for 13 yards. Packers put the pressure on Billy Wade, but he sees Jim Phillips free and makes the connection. Phillips has it as Los Angeles moves to the Packer 2. Tom Wilson cares for the touchdown as the Rams rack up a 34-20 victory in their final game. With an 8-4 record, Los Angeles ties the Chicago Bears.